I want to spend a video or two looking at the browser in a bit more detail, but before we do that, I want to talk about the two proprietary file formats that Studio One uses for audio, and these are audio loops and music loops. Now, audio loops are audio parts that are tagged with tempo information and they're rendered with lossless compression. So for example, I can take like this cowbell phrase and I can just drag it into the browser. I'm going to drag it into my SOE folder. And we'll see here that I have a choice of rendering it as a WAV file, or as a WAV file with rendered effects, or as an audio loop. And I can hit the Option or Alt key to move between these different options. So when I save it as a WAV file, it'll do just that. WAV file with rendered insert effects mean if I have any EQ or compression or anything else on the insert on the channel strip, it'll render it with it, or I can save it as an audio loop. So let's do that to start with. So there it's done it, and I've added it to this SOE folder, and there it is, and we see the .audio loop extension. And if I click, I can audition it. Now this is a great way of exporting tracks if you want to export them to send to someone else, or just to export them, you just drag and drop. You can even right-click in here and create a new folder directly from the browser, and then you can select with the time range whatever you want, and just drag and drop it in, and you can export with those options as audio loops. Now, the other type of format is a music loop, and this consists of everything that you need to recreate the whole performance. So it includes, for example, a virtual instrument setting, the multi-channel effects chain, if you have any inserts set up in it, and the actual MIDI music performance file as well. So, for example, let's take this organ loop, and I'm going to drag this into the same SOE folder here. And here I have different options. I have music loop or MIDI file. And again, Alt will toggle between those two. So MIDI file is just the data. But if I go music loop, it's exporting the entire instrument and any insert effects. There aren't any right now, but that and the performance. So here it is. And we see the .music loop extension. And I have a little drop down triangle where I can see the actual MIDI part. And I can see the instrument that's loaded. So I can take this and I can drag it to an empty space, and I can do this in any project. And it's going to load up the instrument with the right preset and the actual performance. And I can audition it from in here. So you can build a library up of your favorite instruments, effects, settings, and actual little performance bits that you might want to save and reuse. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video explaining these two different file types that Studio One uses. Next video, we're going to dig a bit deeper into the browser.